We successfully predicted a bottom would form here on NASDAQ with the 9 counts buy signal with the sequence counts. And that is exactly what happened. You know, back during this rally right here, when everybody was calling for a bottom, everybody was saying, yeah, we had the seasonality. We've had the October sell off and we've had the October double dip here, as we so often get. Everybody was turning bullish, and I told you at these levels that I was not convinced the bottom was in because we needed more accumulation if we were really going to have an end of year rally. So I told you that we would move lower. Right here, I drew out the wedge for you, and we broke out of the wedge, turned the 50, the green line right here in the hourly time frame of futures, into resistance as we move back down to the lower boundary of the bull flag here. Well, to form really the bull flag on NASDAQ, and we called it before it ever even formed. So now that we went down and hit the lower boundary of the bull flag, I flipped over right around this level here. I closed all of my short positions, and I told you I was looking to go long. You know, we ended up getting stopped once, but we ended up reestablishing our positions under support once again. And I've been telling you to watch for this. No, not financial advice, but the trading system I use and that I've developed. I look to buy those divergences that are under support or above resistance. Especially when I'm buying, I like to be under support there with the divergences, especially on indicators such as an MACD. And I have a ton of indicators that I look at to make my trading decisions. But right there, I was telling you to be looking for a bottom with the 9 count, and we got it. The eight bar of the 9 count was the bottom on NASDAQ for now. And on S&P, it was the 9 bar. So the next day, right there, when the S&P and NASDAQ diverged, where NASDAQ got a higher low and S&P got a lower low. So now, what's happened since then? We managed to get back above the 50 here. We managed to start bouncing off of the 50. So you can see here during the downtrend the way we started bouncing. Finding resistance here at the green line. Okay, this is our green line. This is the 50 period moving average here. And then now we're starting to find support at the green line. So we've turned resistance into support. We got the blue and the red lines here above the green line telling us that momentum is now bullish. And if we can get that green line above the black line right there, that's going to be the big one. That's going to be a sign that the trend is now changing on this chart and that bulls are really taking control. So we'll be watching to see, is this all we got? Now, we did have this little accumulation triangle form here, and I did warn you on my Twitter about this. I told you right as we were, reaching this level, I told you to be watching for two things. Either this is a fourth wave triangle, not a fourth wave, but like a bearish triangle, continuation triangle. We were going to come down here to test these lows one more time. I told you I'd still be looking for a bottom at those levels. I posted on my Twitter, and I'm pretty sure I said this in my last video, every one of these higher lows for me was an opportunity to add to my long position. I didn't do it on every single one, of course, but these were opportunities for the bulls. I told you to be watching for higher lows, even if it's 1 point. And as you can see there, we got one right there. This was the best one because we broke below support, came back above it, and then closed right at support there. So there was a pretty good chance we would open with this gap up, and that's what happened. We came back down, filled the gap here on futures, bounced off of that level. So now we're watching to see what happens here. Is this accumulation triangle here going to give us a moonshot? It kind of already did today. Here we're up 2%, getting a short squeeze. Is this going to continue on, or are we going to kind of pull back, maybe test this level right here one more time to really form a first wave? That would make sense to me. Come back here and test the 200, maybe as the green line crosses with the black line here, the 200. Or maybe even drop back all the way back down here for NASDAQ. Maybe even go tag that 200-day moving average that's sitting a little bit under here. I'm not too sure what's going to happen yet, but to me, these were the levels. Especially this one right here. This was the obvious level to me to really open long positions. Now, of course, we don't know what's going to happen. We could get more accumulation surrounding this zone, but in my opinion, that is a gift because that is just giving you more and more opportunities to build on your positions at, great levels. All of these were great low risk entries. We're looking for another one if you want to add to your position. But at this point, I mean, I didn't post a video yesterday because there wasn't really much to say. But today we're getting some interesting things. So I just want to start here with the VIX. Let's go ahead and take a look at what the VIX did here on a daily chart. As you can see, the VIX now dropping back below its 200 period moving average, dropping right to its 50-day moving average right there, finding a little bit of support on it. And the VIX was down 7% today. So VIX wasn't down over 10%, but we are reaching some levels of support. So do we get a little relief rally here for the VIX? Maybe get a little bit more volatility in the market. Maybe NASDAQ goes back down and tests those lows. We'll be really looking to see what that brings us. And something else I want to show you here is this. Now, this is what we've been looking for if you are a bull, and I've been warning you about this. We had the negative divergence on the 10-year yield, and I told you that once this thing starts going down, the market's probably going to bottom. We're probably going to see a short squeeze, and that's what happened today. The yields, oh my goodness, it was down about 2.5% when I was looking at it. The 10-year one was down about 4% today. So that is a big, 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 nasty red candle, and we'll be looking to see if this marks a trend change here. We have divergences forming right here. Maybe we have a peak trying to draw itself out here for the 10-year. But for the moment, to be honest with you, the chart is still bullish. Like even with this big 4% bar, the chart is still bullish. The 10 is still above the 20. The momentum is bullish. The trend is bullish. I mean, you know, we need more evidence to be able to say, okay, the peak was in for sure. Even though I think there is a high probability that that is the peak, which is why I ended up getting into the positions that I did. But once again, we are looking to see what happens here on NASDAQ. Are we going to get one more push lower to kind of come test these lows right here? Maybe get an equal low, maybe get slightly lower low and tag the 200. I don't know, but whatever it is, it would be another opportunity for the bulls, in my opinion. And well, for now, we had a massive rally today. Maybe that's it. Maybe the bottom's in and we just start rallying strongly. I mean, we are within this channel, within this flag. I don't see why we could rally all the way up to the top of this flag right here to this level very, very quickly, you know, by Friday. I don't see why. Of course, I'm not saying that's going to happen. That's a ways away. But I mean, at this point, if we get a short squeeze, you know, these things can go a lot higher than you think and a lot quicker than you think. Now, I just want to talk about US 500 a little bit as well. US 500 also has bullish momentum. We don't have the 50 above the 200 yet, so the trend is still bearish, even though it's trying to get across. And oftentimes, you end up selling back into these crosses of the moving average. So the 50 and the 200, if we sold into that and found support, bounced off of that level as the 50 was crossing the 200, then that would be very, very bullish. The trend would now be bullish, and you know, it would open the doors to, you know, the new levels for the market to move higher. So US 500 also looking bullish. The Russell 2000 is trying to get above its 200 right now. It still has its moving averages below the 200, but same thing. Momentum is bullish, trend is still bearish. So every single one of the indices right now, momentum is bullish, trend is still bearish. We still need to see more evidence that the trend is turning bullish. We don't have the 50 above the 200 here. So if I go back to NASDAQ, once again, maybe we drop back into the moving averages here, maybe retest this level as the green here crosses with the black. So we're watching to see what happens. But I just want to say, if you've been following us, you've been doing great right here. I mean, we called the peak here perfectly. If you follow me on Twitter, we told you to be looking for capitulation. This right here, you know, looking at it now, it just looks like mass capitulation to me. So we'll be seeing. We had a little accumulation triangle. We had a little moonshot here today. Everything is going according to plan. So we'll be watching to see what happens. Do we pull back and get a higher low, or does NASDAQ get a little lower low? Does maybe the S&P, do they diverge on the bigger time frame? You see what I'm saying? So we are still bottom watching here. I don't think we're out the woods yet. We did have a massive rally. And I mean, we are up about 4% off of the lows here for NASDAQ. So, you know, this is what happens at bottoms. You know, we're up 4.5%. So because we went sideways here, we didn't really go sideways. We went up, but because it looked like we were going sideways, I'm telling you, man, I saw it all over Twitter, all of the tweets talking about Bear flag, bear flag. I mean, people just drawing the most ridiculous bear flags I've seen. Like, people are drawing this bear flag right here, and they were saying, "Oh, look, bear flag, here it is again." Okay, that's not even a bear flag, to be honest with you. To me, people were drawing all kinds of things, and I'm just saying, like, it's so interesting to see people turn bearish after the entire move down has been made. Like, when I turned bearish up here, when I turned bearish at this trend line with the back test here on NASDAQ and all of these different things, when I turned bearish, then let me just set my logarithmic time scale. When I turned bearish right here, okay, nobody was bearish, or not many people were bearish at all. Okay, we had a strong move, started moving down. When I turned bullish right here, people were starting to laugh at me. Okay, and that's when I knew that I was most likely correct. And for now, I am being proven correct. Is it going to stay that way? We'll see exactly what happens. But we do have 2 more days. Now, I'm not the Fed did not raise interest rates. Probably because the 10-year has risen so much, and that is pretty much acting like an interest rate hike in itself. So I don't know. Their projections are, I think, 5.75. So we'll see if they give us that at the December meeting or if they pause. I haven't even looked at the Fed meeting yet. I didn't have time. Maybe they talked about a pause already. But I just had to get this video out for you guys pretty quick. I'll be posting another more in-depth video tomorrow. As I said, I haven't had too much time. But I haven't really had much to say because we were just kind of going sideways. And if you follow me on Twitter, I kept posting on Twitter, higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, trying to get you to understand that, look, man, we're getting higher lows. Look, we're finding support at the 50. As you can see here, we closed below it. Next hour, we came right back above it. Okay, this are bullish signs. And for now, we'll see what happens. Maybe we come back down, get some more opportunity, and get another higher low, or we'll see what happens. But I just wanted to share this quick video with you guys. You'll be getting a much more in-depth video tomorrow on everything, a ton of signals. I'll be showing you a ton of my signals. So make sure you subscribe if you want more of this cutting-edge information. I mean, we've been right here, but we've been spot on since October 12th. And, now I think that if the rally has really started, if the bottom is in, I'll keep making videos, but I don't really need to post much because at the end of the day, I think this thing is going to rally to new all-time highs. So now all it is sit, wait, go do something else, work on your projects. I don't know, do whatever you want to do. Maybe make a few day trades here and there if that's your thing. But now it just turns into a waiting game. And that is also a skill that traders must get, is patience, because you've already heard time in the market beats timing the market. Now, we do time the market here, but it is important once you time it right to be able to stick to your position through all the ups and downs. So let me just give you a little bit of insight into my trading decisions, my trading system. So right here, from about this point, we're up about 4%, right? So I've already taken a little bit of profits with my stop loss set underneath this level. I've already taken a little bit of profits here to cover my stop loss, easy. And in case we go down and take that out, I've already made profit, and I can reestablish if we go a little bit lower or whatnot. I can reestablish and get back into another position lower, and I haven't lost any money. I actually made money. So taking profits, managing risk. I know I talk about it all the time, but it is the most important part about trading if you want to be successful in this field. So don't be afraid to take some profits off of the table. I'm not saying I took all of my profits. Not at all. As I said, I think we're going a lot higher. But I think this is a pretty good level to start. Maybe not start, but like just to at least cover your stop losses. You never want to lose money. That's something I live by. Never lose money. I do want to show you this really, really quickly because what's happening on the cryptocurrencies is super interesting. Solana has had a massive rally, and I talked to you about this the very day we came down and tagged the 200 here. I posted on Twitter again. I didn't make a stock market video. I don't think so. I think I mentioned it in one of my videos. But as you can see, we've had a massive rally since we came back and back tested the 200. I mean, top to bottom, that's 120% there. This is the level where I'm starting to take some profits here on Solana. Just a little bit. You know why? Because of Bitcoin. Bitcoin isn't looking super bullish. I did take a little bit of profits, but Bitcoin now is bouncing off the 10-day moving average, which is good. But you do want to see Bitcoin start moving above this level, start moving above it pretty convincingly here, because otherwise then we could be getting some sort of distribution and it wouldn't be too good for Bitcoin. But right now, Bitcoin bouncing off the 10-day moving average is positive. So I did take a little bit of profits on Solana, but I still have a position in there. Solana is my favorite cryptocurrency. I think it has massive potential. I think it's gonna go. I think it's gonna rally very, very strongly in the past coming years. So I'm really keeping an eye on it, and you can expect to see more of it on this channel. I hope you enjoyed this video, and make sure you hit that like and that you subscribe, hit that notification bell so you don't miss any one of my videos. I do apologize once again for the lack of videos. I'm trying to get started. I'm trying to get a little bit of a rhythm for this YouTube thing. Please bear with me, throughout these tough times. At least we keep getting it right. We keep being spot on. And if you follow me on Twitter, you keep getting the updates precisely every day as these moves happen. So if you enjoy that, make sure to subscribe. It's free. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.